Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Welcome to On the Dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV. Are we live now, sir? Yes, we are live. Welcome to the studio. My name is Dot, and here's my partner, Mia.
Hello, I am Mia Casino. Welcome to On the Dot.
Yay. Welcome everyone. This is the last day of June, and let me correct myself from last week when I said that was the last show for June. But
today is the finale episode.
Finale.
Of the Dad series. Nabuyuy ako. The finale episode of the Dad series.
The papas, the
DAD,
the
yes.
fathers, the daddies, the papas, and the tatais,
yes.
and just for the series only, not the end of them. Just the series for June.
The dad.
Yes.
And
Mia,
today's
yes.
episode is, what's today's episode? It's Daddy's Adorable Darlings. Darling.
Hey, darling.
Darling.
Daddy's adorable darling.
Yes.
Darling.
Are you a daddy's girl, Dot? Dot?
No, darling.
No, I
No,
am.
darling.
I am a certified daddy's girl. Papa's
That's
girl.
good. That's
Yes.
good. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think so. There are only two of us, so maybe I was my tatay's girl when it's my turn, and maybe it's my sister's turn. And
Are you the eldest?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I am the youngest, and so is our guest,
guest.
our very special guest.
Very special.
Yes. You know why?
Sige. Why?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right. Sige,
Why
sige.
she's our very special guest.
Okay.
But last Sunday, I posted a very special song called Butterfly Kisses.
You posted on Facebook?
On Facebook, yes. And you know what a butterfly kiss is?
I didn't know until I researched, until I clicked on that phrase, and I learned that it's the action of your, it's like the sensation, the fluttering of the
your
eyelashes against your cheeks or someone's
someone's
skin.
eyelashes or someone's skin. I was actually doing it since I was young without even knowing what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
So
didn't
that's
know
what
that.
butterfly kiss
I have short
is.
eyelashes, so I wouldn't know how that feels.
Yeah, it's actually it feels like butterfly wings.
Oh,
Yeah.
ganon.
I
Sige.
actually didn't know what it's called, but that's what it is. And so I wanted to talk about the story behind it.
Sige.
How
Let's do that.
Bob Carlyle composed it. It's actually a one-hit wonder of Bob Carlyle.
No
but
more na.
Yeah, it's stuck to all those who are dads who love their little girls, and it's also played during weddings and yeah, because
Do
it's
you want
very
to sing
touching.
that, Mia? Can you sing it? We can't play it
Kuya,
on
play mo
Facebook.
na lang.
We can't play it on Facebook. They will block us.
Oh yeah. Oo.
So,
Well, I actually played it through YouTube.
okay.
So they didn't block
Sige,
that.
sige.
But the story behind this, one night he was in his office. Tapos his daughter named Brooke was 16 then. And then, so he was kind of melancholic, and he was in his office nga. He was looking at old pictures through his cedar chest. And then so he was thinking his daughter was gonna leave his home kasi 16 na. Tapos yun, he composed this song. Tapos he was tearing up.
Okay.
Tapos he couldn't finish the song. Uy, si Kuya Yo. Paduding-duding.
He's adjusting my camera.
Bakit ayos-ayos yung buhok mo, Kuya Yo? Papaduding si Kuya Yo. Anyway, yun. So, yan, he composed this song. Tapos he couldn't finish the song until he finished the whole night na nga. Tapos he sang it to his wife the next day, who was crying. They were crying. And then, when his daughter listened to it, he was bought. Yan na naman siya, oh. Si Kuya Yo talaga, oh.
He has to fix me, the image of me. Because I'm in that camera. Okay. Should I smile? Hello, hi.
You'll know why later on.
Okay,
Ba't siya
sige.
nagpapaduding?
Sige. Mia, she's in a...
Kanina ka pa nilaloko eh. So,
Okay.
yun. So, that's the story behind it. Kasi he wrote it for his daughter. So, yun. That's the story behind Butterfly Kisses.
And
Yan.
so it's about Daddy's girl, Daddy's adorable darling.
Who's
and
about to
our
leave.
guest
Yeah.
is adorable darling of her
Yes.
daddy. Tell us about her before we bring her
So, the reason why Kuya Yo has been like a teenager, our very special guest is a tenured professor of nursing at the College of Southern Nevada. She joined CSN in 2014, teaching fundamentals of nursing, clinical and medical surgical. She's also a coordinator of the LPN RN Bridge program. She earned her Master's of Science Executive Program for Nursing and Healthcare Management at the Long Island University in Brooklyn, New York in 2008. She completed her Doctor of Nursing practice at the University of Nevada, Reno in May 2021, just recently, with the Dean's Award for having the highest point average. Asan yung clapper?
I'm gonna get my props. Go ahead, read that.
She was selected to be an inducted member of the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing Nulota chapter for her achievements. Before coming to the U.S., she taught medical, surgical, clinical at the Chinese General Hospital College of Nursing in Manila, Philippines. She graduated in 1991 from the Bicol University College of Nursing, earning her bachelor's degree in nursing. PNANV President-elect, Philippine Nurses Association Nevada, President-elect 2021-2023. Ito, pinaka-importante. PHLV, First Lady, and Apple of the Eye of PHLV, Dad's Eye. Bakit may clap talaga? Talagang may favoritism ngayon.
Oh, he has to make her his favorite. Otherwise, I would question that.
Doktora and Mrs. Flora Dado ba? Dado Saison. Welcome.
Hello, Miss Flora.
Good afternoon, Dot and Mia.
Okay.
Thank you for
All right.
having me.
Can-
This is really a surprise, a pleasure to be here today. And thank you for, considering asking me about this topic today.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very
You're
much
welcome,
for
yes.
being here. And earlier, before we went on air, we picked cards for ourselves, and our
yeah.
cards were perfect for us. But I'm not going to reveal hers. Mine says the need for more sleep, which is what I really need, more sleep for myself, because I've been, too many things in my mind. And one of them is this show, of course. And I said, what questions would I be asking her? But I came up with no questions right now. No, I have no questions. So, I mean, written questions. But I do have questions for Flora. So, first one is, did your dad walk you to the altar?
So one thing that I really missed,
Oh.
and maybe he's also missing it, where he's at right now in heaven.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think he just waited for me to finish my college before he finally went to heaven. So
Oh, he passed away.
yeah, so that was in July 23, 1993. And just about like 2 years from that time when
You got
I got married. Yeah,
Ah,
so
okay.
he missed it.
Okay. Who walked
Yeah.
you to the altar?
It was actually my elder brother.
Ah.
Yeah, so, and he also is gone now. So, very young when he passed away. So, I think it runs in the family. So, my dad, when I was growing up, he had a stroke. So, that's my clear recollection of growing up. But I clearly remember that that's why I related to being a daddy's girl. I was the darling actually of the family because I was the youngest, and we are a big family, so we're 7. So just imagine
All
me
7 of you,
being
and
the
you're
youngest. Yeah,
Okay.
so everyone's looking after you, but I clearly remember my dad was walking me to school during my kindergarten days. So he was very attentive to my growing up, and there's even, a time when I was playing in the neighborhood with my friends, and of course, you know how it is in the Philippines. You play in the dirt, in the
Oh,
ground.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, making those flowers as you were, you're like those gumamela, if I can
Yes.
remember. We've been playing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always like watching, and he will call me whenever I start to play in the ground and playing with the dirt. So he's really very protective, and looking at those time right now, I feel that that's his expression of his love, really. So because of his condition, when he was paralyzed, half of his body was paralyzed, and it was seldom already that I hear him really talk much.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not but he still is able to talk and have some good conversation, but it was already hard for him because of the
His heart condition.
yeah, the his heart condition. So he had a stroke, and that's why I'm relating it to what happened also to my brother, the one that walked me to the altar, because that's also what happened to him. So he
Okay.
had also a stroke. So, but then going back to being a daddy's girl, I'm sure he was really, even as of today, I feel that even his spirit is still, having that butterfly.
Oh.
What I understood at first when I did not read about the butterfly kisses was something like, somebody who passes on and, visits you.
But
The
That
moth,
was a
yeah.
butterfly.
But that is also very.
Yeah, it happens to me.
It is. It is.
moth.
Yes.
The moth,
In
yeah.
many cultures, that is very prevalent. That kind of
Manifestation.
You can call it superstitious belief, or really manifestation of someone's spirit.
Yeah, it
The
happens to
butterfly.
me too. The moth. Yeah, it appears whenever somebody dies. They
Okay.
manifest to me in moth form. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So when you thought of that, that's also perfect because when you feel a butterfly,
Like a flutter or
Yeah,
yes,
kisses.
fluttering. Yeah.
yes, it's also the presence of, according to metaphysical gurus, masters, or out of this world teachings, the presence of butterflies and other animals like
Moths.
hawk,
Yeah.
moths, birds. Their presence is an indicator that someone dearly departed is in the
Visiting.
air, is in the
Yeah,
house.
visiting you.
Yes,
Visiting. There's
he's here.
actually a Disney cartoon about it.
What is that, Mia?
Uh,
I can't. Can't
there's
hear.
a Disney cartoon that evolved around,
What's
a
that?
dead spirit visiting the partner.
What
There's a
cartoon is
I
that?
forgot about the title,
Ah,
but
mm.
I'll tell you the title
Oh,
next.
Moana has the manta ray. In Moana, the grandmother spirit came
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
form of the
yeah,
manta ray, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So when you thought of that, you thought of your dad's spirit being present.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even my brother. So I think both of them are really also being watchful.
Mm-hmm.
And I attribute that to what I'm doing now, actually, because I think I was guided. They know my heart's desire when I was growing up. Like, I love traveling and I love going places, and um, that's what I ended doing,
Uh-huh.
being a nurse. But it's a different avenue that I have taken also. So I think being the dad's darling,
Adorable
adorable
darling.
darling is still there, and it's still present. I feel it in my heart that
Uh-huh.
he's still with me.
With
So
you.
I think that's how it is with our dads, being away. Yeah. So, yeah.
So did he behave differently with you than when he did with your other siblings?
Oh, yeah. So, going to that, I actually now realized I read some, sources, a study about the dad being more um, like favorable of their daughters because they are like some they think that the daughters are actually someone to be taken care of
Mm.
rather than boys. Little boys are like they play rough,
Yes.
but girls,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Delicate little
yeah,
dolls.
so
Yes.
I think that's how they actually went to this study, looking at the like how dads react to their daughters
Mm-hmm.
Right.
versus also moms reacting to
The
their
sons.
sons. So I think it's there's a genetically
Yeah.
based research that uh, they behave differently with the different genders. So if it's a son or if it's a daughter,
That's true.
yeah. So I actually experienced that in my
Yeah.
family because, as I've said, being the youngest, he's always like watchful and vigilant of my friends and whoever
Oh,
are
okay.
like
Protective.
yeah, so
Yes.
protective. And I would say although my brother and him was not that best of friends, but I think that's how they express their love at each
Right.
other. Because I think my brother then was like, how we call it, mapagbiro, or always teasing
Very
me,
mischievous.
right?
Yes.
Mischievous.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So my dad will always come in to
Playful.
rescue me because I'm always like, crying because of teasing, and my dad will always be there to, like,
Rescue.
Daddy to the
reprimand my
rescue.
brother. So
How many brothers do you
yeah.
have?
I have two, actually.
Okay.
So um the uh the one that I have like So here's the story about that. So we are seven, right? So just think of the alphabet, the A B C D E. So
A B
that's
C
how we
D
were
E
named.
F G.
So my eldest
F
sister is
siya.
Agnes,
Agnes.
Brenda, Cynthia, and so that brother
Agnes,
of mine
Brenda,
was
Cynthia.
actually on the letter J. So the one that passed away was J, Joel. But he was
Yun,
like
number
third.
10.
G.
Right?
H-I-J.
He was the only one who was different actually
Yeah.
from the sequencing
Yeah.
of the letters. But the one that I followed was Efren, so letter E, and I was Flora. So um, I'm more closer to my
Letter J. Baka
my
nag-wrong
other-
spelling lang yung
Pero,
G,
yeah,
naging
right?
J.
Memorize ko yun kasi crush ko nung on J eh. Kaya,
J.
memorize ko 10 yun ah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Flames.
Because maybe they got it wrong. G, it was supposed to be G, but it
Mali
came
nga
out as
daw eh.
J.
Siya lang
Yeah, so
Ah,
most
right.
probably.
Okay.
But yeah, so I have two brothers, but my other brother, the letter E, is always
Efren.
also protective of me, and we're closer to each other. But my other brother who passed away, I got to spend more time with him when I was already with my family, because he was working abroad that time, and when he came back he was with us. Yeah, so that's actually I would say I regained my my love to him. So when we were already grown up.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and he was really good to my family also, especially with my daughter when she was growing up, because he always, like he was like our guardian.
Made
Is
up
that
for,
how-
made
right?
up for the mischievousness.
Is that letter J, brother letter J,
Yeah, the
or
letter
brother?
J.
What's his name?
Joel.
Joel. Ah,
Yeah.
all right. So then, so it was Joel who walked you to the altar.
Yes, he was the one.
Oh,
And
so
he
he's the
was-
youngest. No, he was.
Letter-
No, he
uh,
was not. But he was just really. I don't know what my parents were thinking when they named him Joel in the middle of the.
Oh, he was.
of the brood.
Oh, he
They
was.
got tired, siguro.
Yeah, so he was
The middle
actually
child?
the third. Yeah, the third in the
Ah.
family. So, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
The middle child syndrome.
Middle child who is especially when he's supposed to, hey, I'm supposed to be letter C, why am I letter J now? Or just Joel, forgive us. So wait, hold on, so he walked you to the altar, and did it feel like well, I couldn't ask you if it felt different because you only got married once, right? For me, my father walked me to the altar the first time I was married, but he was very angry with me. So he was so disappointed. He said, I'm not giving you away, I'm giving you up. He gave me up. And if you I looked at when I visited the Philippines a few years ago, and I looked at the old photos. I did not bring my wedding album here. Well, because, of course, I'm married to John, my second husband. I walked myself towards John, okay? So nobody gave me away. I decided on myself. But anyway, when I looked at my wedding photos from the first marriage, we were the saddest looking people there. My husband then, myself, my mother and my father, they were so disappointed. It's like this, getting married because you got pregnant. I'm telling the whole world of this, but I don't care, It's on the record. It's not a good reason to get married. You need to get married. If you have to get married. For me, I mean, okay? So you get married out for love, for a commitment to be with each other in agreement. But I tell you, I'm so sorry. I never really asked forgiveness from my father. He just died without, and he died without us talking to him and all that. So, as I was telling Flora earlier, my dreams about the murky waters and all that, I got healed of that. It went on for 10 years, I think. I got healed of that when I asked forgiveness from Tatay. and when I also forgave him for my perceived whatever stories of him. So when I hear your story, Flora, of your brother walking you to the altar, I suppose it's a happy thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Mia here, she's daddy's girl. Your dad walked you to the altar.
Oh yeah, he was bawling.
Oh.
Yeah.
And were you as well? What was your song?
I forgot. It was, the regular song. But my sisters, when I was walking and my dad was walking me to
Are
the
you the
aisle.
youngest as well?
I'm
No.
the youngest,
Okay.
and I'm really
All
the
right.
papa's girl. My sisters had a really stunned face, and when I was looking at them, I was like, "What's wrong?"
Why?
Yeah, why were your faces like that?
Uh-huh.
And so I asked them after, and they were like, "You must have seen Papa's face."
Why?
And they
He
were
was-
saying his
wa-
eyes were like, bawling.
Like he was crying
was
all
crying,
throughout. Oh, I don't know how that feels like to give away your
'cause,
little girl.
I was looking at my sisters like,
Mhm.
why are your faces like that?
Mhm.
I'm walking down the aisle. And that's
Yes.
what they said. You must have seen,
Uh-huh.
you should have seen Papa's face.
Okay. Especially, so I wish we could ask fathers, hey, your daughter's not getting married yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
yet, so-
because I would interview Kuya Yo how it feels like to walk your daughter down the aisle.
But
and
he's a really good example of being a daddy's.
Yeah.
My daughter is a daddy's girl.
Oh,
Because
okay.
everything that actually I was hoping that she will get some interest in the medical field, but she didn't. She actually followed the footsteps of her dad in the media. So
Kuya Yo.
and everything
Alright.
that they do, I will just sit down and listen to them play the piano, sing together, play music instruments, a guitar, and all that stuff. And then how my daughter grew up with him, giving her some most of it music about the
Okay.
media. So
I see.
she has this natural
Music,
love
yeah.
for the media. We were even surprised when she was doing her own radio show in her bedroom. She made this radio station on her own, and she's doing all this
How old was she
music. She
when
was playing.
she was?
I think she was in grade school, and even during her high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so since I was the first one who came here in the U.S. and she was left behind with her dad, and they will send me some, music, like they will sing together, and just how she expresses her, maybe missing me. So I don't know if there's a chance for Kuya Yo here to play.
Well,
that,
why not?
Yeah, because that really is something that I will always treasure. Because she's really an example of a daddy's
Daddy's
girl.
Oh.
Yeah, so maybe we can
There you go.
Wow. Wow. Is that the song?
That's when I was away. Yeah,
Somewhere out there.
out there.
So,
The rescuers.
so this was their theme song when you were away.
Yeah, they sent it to me.
Oh my God, that's for Mama somewhere there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Wow. This is so good. Yes. So he stopped the music. Kuya Yo, didn't you learn that you're supposed to fade out?
Wedding.
Fade out. Look at look at that. Look at that.
Is this your wedding?
Is this
Oh,
what's
picture?
this?
is there?
This picture is
no, during her debut.
Debut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your
debut, when she turned
Oh.
18.
Yeah, so
There's Daddy's little
Daddy's
Daddy's adorable
girl.
darling.
so their
yes.
dance.
What's her
and
name again?
my
daughter.
daughter,
Yes.
Jana.
Jana.
Yeah.
That's Jana and Kuya Yo.
Yeah.
Yay! Woohoo! That's
Daddy's
wonderful.
girl. Daddy's adorable.
So we'll be back with. I will post the question now. The question is, how about you as a mother or your mothers? Were they ever jealous when they saw your dad having you as a favorite daughter? And also, now that you're mothers or wives and mothers with children who are favorites of their dads, are you jealous? So we'll be back. Hold your answer. We'll be back after this short break from our sponsor.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
Okay, we're back. We're back at the studio. You're listening to On the Dot with Dot and Mia. And by the way, On the Dot has nothing to do with my name. Initially, it probably did, but not anymore because it
does.
means on the dot is you're spot on
Yeah.
with whatever topic you have, and we are so spot on with our topics and with our guests. So that's now the whole new meaning of on the dot. And earlier I asked, how do mothers feel when they see their husbands playing favorites with their children, whether it's most especially if their favorites are their daughters, because I know of someone who I know of a mother who was very jealous when she saw that her husband was playing favorites with her daughter, and because her husband said, "Ooh, she looks like me, or she looks like you, or whoever, whatever. She looks like any of the parents." But the mother was so jealous that she put a wedge between the dad,
Oh,
her
wow,
husband,
really?
and her
The
daughter,
daughter?
and it was terrible for the daughter who grew up, because she felt the anger and the jealousy of her
the
mother
mother?
all the
Wow.
way till in her senior years. So I'm wondering what the impact is on you as
As
there
the
you go.
daddy.
For me, hold on, before that, for me, I'm very happy when I see the daddy of my
Being
children
close to the daughter.
loving
Yeah.
them with all his heart, his mind. He loves them all equally so much that I'm not at all jealous. And that's my first husband, the daddy of my 4 kids. He loves them so much. He's brilliant. He's a good father. So how about you? How do you feel? Let's go with you, Flora.
Yeah, so I'll start. I think with my mom, she was like, I see that she was okay, since there are 5 girls in our family. So my dad, of course, will always be, you know, loving every one of us. But I think when it was already my turn, because my mom is also always away. She was a teacher, but she was teaching in a far away place, like another barrio. So I was left with my dad and my other siblings. So I think she was okay with that. And of course, because my dad looked after us. So now that it's my turn, having my only child, it's actually, at first I was when you mentioned about having some jealousy, I was like trying to investigate my feelings. I think I had that like a moment, but it did not persist because she's the only child. So we really showered her with both our love. So I'm okay with my husband paying more attention to her because she's the only one, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
so
Right, right.
I actually am really grateful and very proud also of how she grew up with the dad's like supervision and always paying attention to her. Yeah, so yeah.
Yes, that's very good. I think it takes a very secure woman, wife, mother, to not feel jealous when her beloved man pays attention to the daughter. Of course, it's a different story when there's an unhealthy love, being given away to the daughter or the son by a parent. The complexes, the what's that? The Oedipus complex and
Oedipus, yeah.
yes. So how about you, Mia? How do you feel about that?
Well, for me, I use it differently. I know when they're using their powers. I tell them, I know what you're doing.
Oh, you mean your children? Your children? Oh, okay.
When they try to use it to their advantage, being a papa's girl, when they try to do, when they try to get away with what they want, I say,
I know what you're
I know what you're
doing.
doing. And I tell my husband, don't give in. Don't
Oh,
give in. So, yeah,
but you're not jealous.
No, no.
Yeah, especially
I
when
just
they.
tell him, no. They use
Okay.
it.
And how does he deal with that? How does he feel
It just
about
says,
it?
oh, I'll give it to them.
Oh, see, daddies tend to be
Yeah.
more complacent, lax. What is the word? They're very giving to their children. Even my husband John, he attends to his stepchildren, my kids, in a very very loving way. I think. Men are naturally the
Soft.
healthy men, mentally healthy and psychologically healthy men. They're naturally loving
Yeah.
to children and to women, no?
Yeah. And also the moms are also very close to sons.
Oh yes, that's another thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember the other word now, the Electra complex and the Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go into that because these are psychological stuff. I think you would know about that, Flora.
Actually, I'm interested to know more about that because I will be teaching also mental health, and
Mental
one
health.
of those, complexes that we will be dealing with are those. So
Uh-huh.
that's actually a starting
that's a
point for me to
Oh,
really
really?
read on more about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
psychology. And we also have the archetypes on women. The savior, the prostitute. It's a good. This is a good study to explore or topic someday to explore. Mia, the prostitute. These are the archetypes of men and women.
Right.
The savior, the martyr, the victim.
Yes.
I understood my mother-in-law better after I gave birth to my son.
Well, what did you understand about her?
How protective she was of, because she has 7 boys,
7 boys. Gee, you have 7 kids and you have 7. And then?
and so I understood her more after I gave birth to my son.
Okay. Yeah. That's it's interesting how we understand our parents
Yeah.
when we become parents ourselves, no?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that you wrote something, Flora.
Oh.
Would you like to is there something
No,
in there that you have not shared with us?
Actually, it was just I was scribbling on how I grew up with my dad because of our topic today.
Yes.
So, but I think I discussed most of them already.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Anything here that
That you haven't talked about
Yeah,
yet?
I
Like, how was he?
think-
How did he discipline you?
yeah,
Is that
so
somewhere there? Mm-hmm.
one of those like instances that I clearly remember was that when I was playing outside. So he's more stricter when I was playing outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, because he was like health conscious also.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
he thinks that playing outside will make me get some
Bruises.
bacteria, organisms
Oh.
there outside. But you know how it is when we were growing up back then. It's all like a normal thing for children to play in the dirt. But for him, he was so strict with me. So that's something that I remember how he was disciplining me during the time. I would say he's strict with time.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, one of those discipline that I remember was, um, watching the time that you're supposed to be home at this certain time, right? And same with my mom, but my mom is more flexible. I would say she's very like open to our friends, because instead of like letting us go to our friend's house, it's actually us hosting our friends. So she would rather have our friends stay at
Over.
home.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like one thing that's opposite with my mom and dad.
So when it
Yeah.
comes to discipline, did you get spanked physically?
Uh,
Did you get
not really.
verbal whatever
Yeah, I think it
spanking?
was more of verbal,
Verbal.
like I get reprimanded, but um, yeah. So that's how I remember being disciplined.
Okay. How about you, Mia?
With no, I'm a good girl, Nax.
You never got disciplined. You
Si
always
Kuya
obey.
yung natatawa.
Your daddy never
I get
spanked
away
you.
with my kalokohan.
Oh, here's another question though. Knowing that you're daddy's girl, how did you get away with your kalokohan, with your mischief? How did you?
With
With
butterfly
you?
kisses.
Oh, we're supposed to be crying here, crying with laughter.
Hindi,
Um,
isang yakap lang, ox na.
they are like that, no, daddies.
Yeah.
They are so soft-hearted. And what's the other term? What term do we use in Tagalog? Yung
Pusong mamon.
pusong mamon. What is mamon in English? Like a muffin,
Muffin,
sponge
yeah.
cake. Yeah, they're very
Oh, I
soft.
wanted to share a story. When I gave birth to my daughter, my eldest daughter, so I was happy to share the news with my father. So I thought he was gonna be happy. I said, Papa, you have a grandchild now, a granddaughter.
Uh-huh.
You know what he said?
Hmm.
Oh, mag-aasawa rin yan. That's
Oh,
what he said.
oh, she's gonna get married.
Yeah,
Oh.
time's gonna fly so fast. She's gonna get married too.
Oh,
So he's already
wow.
anticipating.
And how did you feel about that? Oh my
said-
gosh.
I just gave birth.
You're too far into the future, Papa.
But no, he was happy. But that's what he said.
Oh, look at
Mag-aasawa
that.
rin yan.
I'm gonna read the lyrics. You did not read read the lyrics out loud
Yeah.
of the butterfly
Yeah,
kisses.
go ahead.
I'm gonna read this
Yes, yes.
because it made me teary-eyed.
Yeah.
And put the camera somewhere, Kuya Yo. There's two things I know for sure. She was
Yeah.
sent here from heaven, and she's daddy's little girl. As I drop to my knees by her bed at night, she talks to Jesus, and I close my eyes. And I thank God for all of the joy in my life. Oh, but most of all, for butterfly kisses after bedtime prayer, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. Walk beside the pony, Daddy. It's my first ride. I know the cake looks funny, Daddy, but I sure tried. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have done something right.
right.
Oh, look at that. I must have done something. It's also
Yeah.
the song in Sound of Music. I must have done something good to deserve a hug every morning and butterfly kisses at night.
Yeah.
Sweet 16 today. She's looking like her mama a little more every day. One part woman, the other part girl. To perfume and makeup from ribbons and curls, trying her wings out in a great big world. But I remember butterfly kisses after bedtime prayer, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. You know how much I love you, Daddy. but you don't mind. But if you don't mind, I'm only gonna kiss you on the cheek this time. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have to deserve her love every morning and butterfly kisses at night. All the precious time, like the wind, the years go by. Precious butterfly, spread your wings and fly. She'll change her name today.
Yes.
She'll make a promise and I'll give her way, standing in the bride room, just staring at her. It's June. If you were June bride, this is for you.
Yep.
She asked me what I'm thinking and I said, I'm not sure. I just feel like I'm losing my baby girl. She leaned over, gave me butterfly kisses with her mama there, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. Walk me down the aisle, Daddy. It's just about time. Does my wedding gown look pretty, Daddy? Daddy, don't cry. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have done something right. To deserve her love every morning and butterfly kisses, I couldn't ask God for more. Man, this is what love is. I know I gotta let her go, but I'll always remember every hug in the morning and butterfly kisses. So that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
I can actually relate on that. I just clicked on my memory lane right now when I was about to leave home for like a workshop in Manila. So that was the first time actually that I am officially employed. So and I was saying goodbye to my dad, and lo and behold, that will be my last goodbye to him. So
oh, because you went to
yeah,
Manila.
so I was going to work there, and actually it was like I would say the very first time that I have expressed verbally my love for him. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So see, his expression. As I mentioned earlier, he was not really very like expressive
Expressive.
also with his with his love. But during that time, I really felt that love, and he was almost crying. So
You need a
I just
tissue.
I
told
related
you,
it
Kuya
to
Yo, we needed tissue.
I related it to what you have said in that song,
I'm
because
sorry.
how he was like giving away his his daughter. I think that was the time
Yeah,
that he
you want?
felt that he was giving me away,
Oh,
right? Yeah,
wow.
because just going back to um, instance when he was hugging me, and I was really telling him how I love him. So I didn't know it was the last.
Did you tell him you love him?
Yes.
And he told you he
Verbally,
loves you?
Yes.
Yes.
He
And it's not
hugged
a very common thing for
Expressive,
you
no.
to say I love you.
me. No.
But you did it in Tagalog or in English. I don't know how you do that. Do you say I
No,
love
I
you,
really
Papa?
I said love you. Love you,
Oh.
Papa.
And for us Filipinos, I don't know how openly we express our love, and
Yeah.
verbally as well.
Yeah, it's hard,
Uh-huh.
right? So it's hard. Then I realized when they were calling me back in Manila, like a few months or just weeks maybe, when they were calling me that my dad passed away. So I said that was already my
Yeah, that was his goodbye to you.
yeah.
That was
He's
his
giving
giving
me
you
away.
away, giving
Yeah.
you away, not
He's
giving you
already
up.
like going back to that movie. Everyone's okay if you have watched that. Like the
No.
dad there has I think it was Dustin Hoffman, if I clearly remember it. But anyways, I always like relate to that because that was the time maybe that he felt that she's she's gonna be okay. So
She's gonna be
so
okay.
she's so
And
he's,
you are
he's
okay.
yeah, so he's going to like maybe that was already his time to go, really.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Oh, Flora,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful. Mia, yes. What about
Oh, no.
you? Yeah.
My last memory of my dad was when I was going to the U.S. And
Oh.
when I looked, he was sending me off to the airplane and he was waving bye. That was my last vision of my dad.
Okay. You're expressive of your love for each other.
Oh yeah, because
Very,
uh,
very.
I saw this film After All, and
Oh,
have you seen that? It
I
was
don't know.
Robert Downey Jr. And
I need to watch all those
yeah,
films
it
that
was
you're
an
saying.
80s movie, and he wasn't able to say I love you, and the girl passed away. After I saw that movie, I kept saying I love you to everyone.
Oh, yes. So I think that's the greatest message we have here, no, is to
Yeah.
tell someone you love him.
I love you.
I love you, Mia. I love you, Flora. I love you, children,
you.
men, women, our viewers, because especially in this time of the pandemic, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, before this, the COVID-19 took so many people away, we were secure in our assumption, although it's an assumption, that people will die out of old age, or you will have time to say goodbye when somebody gets sick. You know, you can hold their hands, say goodbye in their deathbeds. You would know this, Flora, because you're
Yeah,
working as a
yes.
nurse. But the COVID is taking away that chance of holding hands and kissing
Exactly.
your beloved goodbye. So I'm not saying that somebody's gonna die, but you know, people die.
Chances.
Yes.
We pass away. We are mortals after all. This body is
Oh,
mortal.
After all, it's the song. Chances are. That's the
Chances
name of
are.
it.
Chances
Yeah,
are. Yeah, it's an old song as well. So I'm glad that you were able to say I love you to your dads
Yeah.
all the time. And for me, it was rare for us to say I love you. We were never a very expressive family. We never kissed or hugged or, you know. But I remember before I got married, like maybe a few months before, you know, he took us to a vacation in somewhere in the province, and he hugged me. I remember he hugged me so tight, and he kissed me, and it's very rare for tatay to kiss. He kissed and said, I have a feeling this is the last time I will kiss you, or I will, you know, we will have time together as a family. And it was because I got married, and he was very angry with me. And it was like only like 6 months or 7 months later when I gave birth that he talked to me. He did not talk to me for 7 months after my wedding. So this conversation on daddy's little girl, little adorable darlings, is bringing all the maybe unhealed issues. I don't know about our readers, viewers,
listeners.
how
And
you're
listeners.
feeling about your dads as well, and if you're a dad, how do you feel about your children? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm talking blah blah blah. Flora.
I think dads are just not expressive, but they give unconditional love, even if they're mad.
Yeah.
They're not really mad.
Yeah.
So it's actually really a good practice that those I mean the nowadays dad should really express their love to their children. So I think what the lesson for us these days, especially with the pandemic, is really expressing this love, and most especially also for dads, and for not the moms also should really be very like expressive and say and express their love to the children.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because
that's
we
so true.
never really know when
We
is the
don't.
time that
Correct.
so
Correct. Don't know, right?
yeah.
But here's what we know. Love is who we are. That's our identity. That's our true identity. But this is beyond religion or spirituality. Love is who you are, because how do you know that? You feel good in the presence of love. You feel good when you express love, when you receive love, when you are in the presence of love. You just feel good. You feel home. Don't you feel home?
Yes.
Like, this is me. I'm so happy because somebody loves me, or I love somebody, or I'm giving my love away, and because that's who we really are. So we feel bad and sick and angry and mad and all that when we are not in our identity, our truth as love. That's why we have dysfunctional relationships, because we are not in as who we are. We're not acting as who we are. So then before we go away, it's 12:58 now. When Flora
Time
said,
flies.
when you said to express love, I don't know if you're also studying this in your nursing practice or in your doctorate, the 5 languages of love. The 5 language. I think in your what is this? Couples for Christ. You are with Couples for Christ, aren't you?
So
yeah. The
So refresh my memory.
The 5 languages.
The 5 languages.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
I've heard of that.
like
Time.
verbal. Okay.
Yes,
So
quality time. You spend
uh-huh.
quality. It's not just time, but it's quality time. So you don't say, "Oh, I'm spending time with my daughter," but you're on your phone and she's on her computer. That's not it. It's quality time.
Quality time.
Second would be gifts. Okay, gifts of love, like material gifts, or money and all that. Next would be a physical touch. So, hugging and kissing and holding hands, and even for wives, for spouses. The other one is, so that's physical touch. Oh my gosh, what are the 2 others? Can you remember, Mia?
Time.
Viewers, if you know, text that. Toot toot. So there are 2 more, and I've forgotten the 2 others. Words. Okay, so time,
Expression,
gifts,
words.
touch, expressions of love. The really speak the words of love, and service. Thank you, Kuya Yo. Service. Let me clean the toilet for you because I love you. Service. Thank you, Kuya Yo.
And most of the time, if you have noticed, we are more into service, doing the service, although we don't really express the love or verbalize it, but doing the service is actually the love.
Yes, the challenge is how to recognize that it is an expression of love. So now we know, right? Okay. Let's give time for you, Flora, to say your final words to our audience, and then Mia, and then we say goodbye.
So I think first and foremost, I really am grateful that you have given me this opportunity, and thank you also for PHLV for hosting this show. And I would say with our dad's adorable darling topic is something that really brought out my memories of my dad. And to all of you listeners and viewers, you really have to express your love to your parents, most especially to your dad or to your mom, whenever you can. So because we never really know when is the time that they will go away or they will be taken from our side. So always think that whatever it is that we are doing right now, we should have that time, quality time with them, and the service. So
yes.
Service might be calling them
Yes.
as often as you can, because if they are not here with you,
So
you
true.
should really, spend that time to talk to them and express your love. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Flora. We are so honored to have you here. Thank you, Kuya Yo. Thank you, PHLV.
Thank
All right,
you. Thank you,
Mia.
Flora, for making us cry.
Mia, okay.
I have two quotes for today. One is funny. A little girl giggles when she is denied an ice cream by her mom. She knows daddy will get her some later.
Oh.
Authors unknown. And then the serious one is from Marinella Reca. Being a daddy's girl is like having a permanent armor for the rest of your life.
Oh, having a permanent armor for the rest of your life. Oh, the impact of that is.
Yes.
So that winds up our June
Finale for that
theme.
series.
Yes, that's right. So we'll see you next week.
See you in July.
And July will be a different theme. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great week, middle of the week. Bye, everyone.
See you next week on the dot.
On the dot. Thank you, PHLV. Thank you,
Thank you,
Yupa.
Priyayo. Thank you, Miss Flora.
On Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino, licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
Hello po, Ray Valera po. Listen to Filipino Radio Experience in Las Vegas, PHLV Radio.
Your Filipino radio experience is finally here in Las Vegas. The music that defines you.
Ako sa'yo, ipaglalaban ko.
Listen to a Filipino radio experience here in Las Vegas. Get the PHLV Radio app from the App Store and Google Play.
PHLV Radio.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.